All right, week 9 in college football. Let's start in College Station. My goodness.
Woo!
A game can change quickly. The Texas A&M Aggies win 38 to 23, and it felt like LSU was in control of this football game. Garrett Nussmeier was pushing it down the field. They were finding explosive plays in the passing game. 17 to 7 at the half. In fact, probably felt like they should be winning by more, had a couple missed field goals. And then the third quarter, LSU couldn't stop turning it over, and Marcel Reed came in and just tortured LSU's defense. Ted, the way that this game flipped was crazy.
Yeah, and it flipped on both sides of the ball at the same time. The Texas A&M defensive line started to take over the game and forced Nussmeier into some really bad spots. Secondary was jumping routes, doing some really good stuff. Crowd came alive and got into it. And Marcel Reed, I mean, that dude looked incredible out there.
Is that Pat White?
My goodness. He was like dipping, shaking guys, throwing bombs. I mean, that was awesome. That was fun to watch.
I was trying to decide. It was as if Pat White and Lamar Jackson had a baby.
I know it. It was,
He came in and just with his legs. He only had to throw the ball a couple times, but one of
yeah.
them, that deep ball he had
Woo.
was perfect. And that third quarter is where it just all unraveled. Nussmeier's interception. Then Reed comes in the game. They score. I think it was the next play. How about LSU's field goal issues? Miss a couple. Deep snapper snaps it when the holder's not even looking, hits him straight in the chest. The slow mo reaction of that holder is priceless.
The ball hits him and he's on the field and he's like, instead of going to get the football, his instant reaction is like, what the hell?
It was incredible. They don't even get an attempt up, and then what does A&M do? They go right down the field and score. Marcel Reed gets carried into the end zone by a couple of his offensive linemen.
I loved the thing that made me laugh the most about that was everything's going bad at the time. Everything. And Brian Kelly goes and sells out on the deep snapper and holder. Like that is the main issue that's happening right now is I mean whatever the holder looks down and look I guess they got their wires crossed a little bit, but he just goes over there and pours into them on national television. Meanwhile, his quarterback's throwing turnovers, offensive lines getting run through, defensive guys are whiffing on tackles left to right. That was pretty funny.
The the three straight turnovers and Texas A&M just cashing in on all of them was clearly where the football game was won for the Aggies.
It was wild. That was an like the tale of two halves. It's almost better to play that way. Like whenever you're at home in that environment where your crowd's like somewhat asleep and then late it just takes off like a rocket. That looked like a lot of fun.
It was pretty entertaining from the couch. What was there, 108,000 at Kyle Field?
A bunch.
That place looks, it does not look like a fun place to play. I know we both played there and it wasn't fun at the time. And there's a lot more people at that place now than when we played there.
That's crazy. It's crazy. When they added that second end zone, it's like, how is that not the biggest stadium in the world now? It has to be.
It's huge. But I thought the most impressive thing, like, it feels like LSU maybe settled a little bit. They go on that nice touchdown drive after the chaos of the turnovers took place. And then Marcel Reed just answers right back with that beautiful deep ball. Like that's when that happened in that sequence. And it felt like any momentum that LSU had, he kind of just ripped their heart out with that play, and Le'Veon Moss ripped off a touchdown run a couple plays later. It LSU's defense was helpless once Marcel Reed entered the game. It was, I mean, that was pretty embarrassing for LSU's defense. They
He
had no answers.
no answers. I mean, they'd be in position and you would just see be left hugging air. He'd shake someone out of their shoes, and even whenever you played it well, everyone's in the right spot where they're supposed to be. When you can do that, and then a guy can still turn that into an explosive play, that is when you're really in trouble on defense.
You know what my number one thought about Garrett Nussmeier is now after watching him play several football games? He has an all-time, oh my God, what have I done face. He like grabs, so he's got the chin strap that doesn't buckle, it like clicks.
Yeah.
And he grabs it like as tight as he can and he pulls the straps and he's just looking like, oh no, what happened?
No.
It's pretty entertaining. He just looks so stunned after throwing another interception. But
He is, you know, he is a fun quarterback to watch when you have no like you're watching the game for pure entertainment. He's a fun quarterback to watch because it's like amazing play, great throw. He's like effort. He like it's a sellout on every play, and then there's the bad plays. You know what I'm saying? There's no like level. It's like
he takes you on a football roller coaster with this
yeah,
play.
yes, he
I
does.
can't imagine being an LSU fan
Tough.
because there's plays where you go, we have the best quarterback in the country.
Yeah, he's got a great arm, great vision, throws guys open.
And then two plays later, you go, we've got a complete idiot playing quarterback.
Like
That is
Brett
the
Favre.
Nussmeier experience right now.
Yep. Did you
I,
hear Elko after the game?
Real program, not a politician talking fast running it.
Yeah. Woo.
I think he's been holding on to that one.
Yeah. Yeah, he has.
That was it just it was just another reminder that damn it, they got their hire right.
Yes, they did.
They also completely shut down LSU's running game. LSU's running backs had 38 yards rushing.
Yeah.
Kane Durham had 11 carries for 15 yards.
That D line, they that's some good looking football players. Did you see that all the
The shenanigans before the game?
shenanigans? Yeah. I liked it because I'm like, oh, this is what a little skirmish is supposed to look like. That is some dudes out there.
A lot of beef in that skirmish.
Lot of beef.
I didn't mind it.
No,
I didn't mind it.
nothing bad. I mean, it's just,
It's
a
not like
couple of
someone punched someone in the face or something. It was fine.
pushing,
A
shoving.
couple guys talking.
Yeah, it's good.
Herb Street on the call was like, I think Sankey may take a look at this. What? What are they
Drama.
going to suspend a guy for nudging a guy with his elbow? Come on, get real. It's football.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I think Sankey may look at it and say, "Hey, we need to stage some of these before all these games."
This is incredible content.
Yeah,
Keep doing this. This is fantastic.
make sure we always have a camera out there to catch it.
I would say Mike Elko making the quarterback switch was the correct call. I picked LSU to win the football game because I did not trust Connor Wigman.
Did
And he
he?
completely validated my opinion. But he was so bad that they took him out, Ted. And Marcel Reed saves the day. Aggies roll.
I was flipping back and forth between the World Series and that game, and I think I flipped it back right whenever Elko, they showed maybe the show in the replay of him telling that he was going with Reed. Did I catch the little half like smile smirk from what is that what that was?
I he had there's nothing he could have said to be like,
Yeah.
Coach, I deserve to stay in. Their offense was doing nothing, and then forced some turnovers, Reed's in, and it exploded. Fun to
Yeah.
watch. The only other thought I have on this game, I typically am a massive fan of the all black look. For some reason, Texas A&M's doesn't do it for me. I'm not sure why. I think it goes back to your theory where I should be able to turn the game on, like a big game on, and know who's playing right away.
Yeah.
And part of me was like, is this Iowa State?
Yeah. I get that. I I love the look. It's almost like if you're playing against another traditional uniform, you shouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like in LSU's got to,
Yeah, but
instantly.
they were all white, so it wasn't exactly their traditional look either.
Oh,
So it
were
was
they?
all white versus all black. Yeah, they were
I
in
didn't
white
even
helmets.
notice that. I
Yeah,
didn't notice that.
they
Okay.
were all white. They were whited out. It was white out versus blackout.
I was
They,
all
how about
black
this?
unis look great.
They, it's impossible to make them look bad. Maybe
Yeah.
this small tweak. They had Aggies on the helmet.
Just keep
Just
it legit.
just throw the normal symbol on there, and maybe I would feel better about it. Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
They got a good logo. I
Yeah.
don't know, or just for whatever reason, their all black unis didn't cause the typical reaction I have to a team rolling out all black unis. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could just be a me issue.
It's hard to say the way they played in them in the second half, like as physical as that football. Like you can't wear all black and then go out and be a spread offense, and you're dinking and dunking it. Like you better show me something on defense, physical. I don't know. For me, maybe that's why it worked for me, but I don't know. And maybe it's that I A&M. I don't dislike their regular uniform, but they don't make my like top 10 list. Maybe that's why I was okay with it.
Interesting. I think that's fair.
I don't know.
Like I said, it could just be a me thing. This is the hard hitting analysis that people listen to this podcast for. Let's move on to the Missouri Alabama game. We don't have to spend much time on this one. 34 to nothing. The Tide rolls. Brady Cook left the game with a hand injury. It was 6 to nothing with that happen. And then, my goodness, did we all get to enjoy the Drew Pine experience.
Mm.
Horrible interception. Bama punches it in. It was 13-0 at the half. You knew Drew Pine was playing quarterback the rest of the way for Missouri. This game was over. I did think Jalen Milroe looked better physically.
Yeah.
He had a couple of those runs where you go, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this guy's ridiculous. He didn't have those against Tennessee.
Right.
And that probably had a lot to do with the talent that Tennessee's got on defense. But I thought that Milroe looked better in the running game. Thought he threw it pretty well as well. When you run for 271 yards, you got a great chance to win the football game, Ted. Bama was assaulting Missouri on the ground.
They were. That's it was I don't know, maybe it's good, whatever, but Alabama physically looked more like we're used to seeing Alabama control football games. Right. Usually it just kind of sticks out that they're the bigger, faster, stronger football team, and that's what it looked like.
They have so many playmakers. You just Jam Miller. You saw Justice Haynes, which Justice is such a great name for a running back. Love that name for a running back. He had that sweet truck stick touchdown run. You've got Williams and Bernard and Law, who I think is one of the more interesting players in college football with his body type at wide receiver. They just have so many dudes at the skill spots.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then just Missouri does you look at the two rosters, Missouri just doesn't stack up with them. I love the clip of there's a clip of Drinkwitz telling one of the corners, like, hey, this would be different if we had our quarterback. It wouldn't be that different, Eli.
I don't think so. Yeah, I saw that. It's like he is.
At least he's consistent.
I
He's
know.
consistently annoying, which I appreciate the consistency.
How did they make the blanket thing disappear?
We need answers for the blanket.
Yeah. Did no one at Missouri ever asked him that? Or
I'm
maybe
sure
we
they
just
asked
did.
him, but I haven't seen an answer.
Yeah. Okay.
I I do want to give Eli Drinkwitz some credit. He had a chance to kick one of the saddest of sad field goals when it was 34 to nothing. There's like 4.5 minutes left to go in this game. And instead of kicking the field goal to break the shutout, they went for it on 4th and 1. They got their ass stuffed, but I respected the hell out of him for not kicking the sad field goal. Good job, Eli Drinkwitz.
He
Well done, sir.
if you could say this, he learned his lesson whenever they played A&M, whenever they took the field goal late and Elko was calling him a chicken, you know what, over there on the sideline, pointing over there at him. So it's like, okay, yeah, let's, maybe we won't do that one again.
Yeah, but you got anything else on that game? Bama is we're starting to get into that conversation of okay, what's this 12-team playoff picture going to look like? I think it's safe to say Missouri is out of that picture now, and Bama is very much in it.
They got enough playmakers, as you pointed out, that if they can right the ship and get things on track, get the confidence back, I mean, they're still dangerous enough to beat pretty much anyone. So yeah, I'm with you.
They've got LSU next
That's going to be a crazy foot. Is that one in Baton Rouge?
in Baton Rouge.
That's going to be crazy.
That's going to be awesome. Give
I
me
bet. I
Bama.
bet that is a. You feel like Bama, even though they've got their losses, you feel like they're the more like less up and down team as LSU, and it kind of plays into their hands a little bit. But that's going to be a wild one. That'll be fun.
Going to be a lot of fun. One more game to hit. Texas went to Nashville and played Vanderbilt and walked out of there with a win. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
27-24. At this point, Ted, if you have to go play at Vandy, I don't care how much you win by because it's not easy to go do that. And because they're a good football team.
yep.
They are a good football team. So you're just happy walking out of Nashville with a win. Now, and that's what Texas did. They did just enough to walk out of there with a win and just keep this thing moving down the road.
Man, it felt like they had the thing wrapped up, and the next thing you know, Vanderbilt's kicking a onside kick with about what 40, 45 seconds left in the football game, and
Oh, you thought Diego Pavia and Vandy just were gonna go away
yeah,
quietly? No, sir.
I mean it's crazy. One of those where it's like it all comes down to this. You feel like if they were able to recover that onside kick, here we go. Like they're going to go down and score a touchdown and win this football game. So credit them for being able to cover that up. But yeah, they're tough, man. They are going to be a tough out. I am looking forward to that Texas A&M game down in College Station.
Gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be awesome. I hate that it's gonna matter so much and that
Yep,
we're nowhere in the picture.
I know it.
Makes me sad. But credit those two programs, right? Extremely talented rosters, well coached, making big plays when they need to make big plays in these big games, and yeah, it's gonna be a massive football game. The only the only thing I have from the Texas Vanderbilt game DeAndre Moore is becoming quite the playmaker for Texas. There are a lot of guys on that football team that are extremely highly recruited, and DeAndre Moore is certainly one of those guys, but he keeps showing up, Ted, especially with Bond banged up and not being a significant factor right now. Moore goes 6 for 97, scores 2 touchdowns. That guy's making plays
Yeah.
for them. And when 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 you have playmakers out, other guys have to step up, and DeAndre Moore is stepping up for Texas.
I think he's the guy that recovered the onside kick too
He
at the end
is.
of the game. Yeah. It's big time. Yeah, I mean that's what you got to have, whenever someone else is falling out or slowed or gone for the season, you got to have guys step in and pick up the slack.
I also continue to believe that we should allow Diego Pavia to play college football as long as he wants to.
Yeah.
What are that touchdown throw he had? It just goes through bodies and arms, and somehow
No
Junior Sherrill
idea.
catches it. I don't know how it got there, but he's just wildly entertaining. The first sequence of the game, batted ball interception for Ewers. Pavia goes diving into the end zone, reaching for the pylon. It's like, hey, could we get real weird today? It didn't end up getting real weird because Texas dominated the second quarter, but he's just, dude, he's so entertaining to watch.
Yeah. What's the rest of their schedule look like? Have you seen? I mean, do they have any more big opportunities? Let's see. They got at Auburn, South Carolina, and then LSU and Tennessee. Like both of those teams are still in the playoff picture, and I know LSU's got the 2 losses. They're 6-2, but they've got to get past Vandy, which that's going to be fun to try and have them have to slip by that. I mean, heart pounding game late in the season to a team like them to get like that you were looking at before the season. It's like, at least we got an easy week before we play Alabama. If you're LSU, no, 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 not happening. I guess that's before they play us.
They they have everyone's attention now.
Yep.
There's no doubt about it. And they were ranked 25th coming into this game this weekend. I don't really see a reason why they should drop.
No. I mean, if you
Played
take the
Texas pretty
number 5
tough.
team to the wire, I mean, come on.